Yeah, how was the game? How did it feel out there behind the bench?
My heart's becoming calloused. No, I mean, obviously we're thrilled. So it's all of these guys, so you can let them speak.
And we will, yeah, for sure. All right, let's take your questions for the players. Is that right over here?
Chris Lynch from Inside Hockey. This goes for either one of you, but is it fun playing in these kinds of tight games, or is there ever a fear of we might lose and our luck might run out at this point? Or?
Who wants to take that, guys?
Yeah, it's definitely fun playing in these environments and playing in a great rink, great crowd. And, I mean, these tight games are, obviously you want to just keep piling up goals, but they're not going to happen this time of year. And it's a lot of fun because our team's got so much confidence right now. And when we're down 1, down 2, or they get a late goal, we're a calm team and we're a unit. And no one's getting angry, no one's getting down, everyone's staying up. So, yeah, it's just been a lot of fun.
Andrew, that was Jake, by the way, for the transcriber. Andrew, got anything to add on it? I didn't mean to wake you up down there.
No.
No?
No, that's all.
He got it. Okay, well, that's all you're getting out of that. Rachel, right over here, please.
Rachel Blount, Minneapolis Star-Tribune. Again, for either one of the players, Michigan's second goal was such a fluky goal, the kind of goal that can be very deflating for a team to have one bounce off of one of your guys. How did you guys respond to that? What was the chatter on the bench, and what did you guys talk about after that happened?
Andrew, you want to try this one?
Yeah, I'll do this one.
All right.
No, I mean, we've had some, unlucky bounces go on us throughout the year, and I think we know how to handle our adversity this time of year, and we got a mature group. So our message was just, stay up on the bench and go out there and, take the game to them. And I think we did a good job of that in the second period.
John Finneran, South Bend Tribune. Jake, I wonder if you could take us through the game-winning goal from your perspective, how it started and how it ended.
Yeah, I think I don't really remember how it exactly started, but I know Jenkins was in a battle with another forward, I think, and he did a really good job of winning that battle and getting it to squirt out for me. And then I just saw Cam flying down the wing, and he's got such great speed, and he's a strong guy, and I thought he'd have a chance at getting a shot or just going hard to the net. And I knew there was a little bit of time left, so I thought I'd give it one last rush, and Cam just did a really good job of putting it out there for me, so yeah.
We get the mic back. Let's get the mic back. Yeah, no problem.
Following that up, both of you, both Cam and you, had defensemen draped all over you to make those plays. So the effort that you guys put out.
Yeah, I think that play could have been killed pretty quickly if Cam didn't have a lot of grit and a lot of strength. And I got lucky. It was in the defender's skate, so I just kind of poked at it. So, but Cam did a really good job with that play.
Okay, back here.
Toby Honat with The Observer. Andrew, you made a comment last year after the loss to Denver about how you guys were going to use that as motivation to get back to here. You go down 2-0, and what's going through your mind, and how did last year's loss, I guess, throughout the season really play into the kind of mental toughness you guys have displayed?
Yeah, last year was a learning experience for us, and we've been in these tough situations before, especially last year in this tournament. So, our message, like I said earlier, was just, be resilient. We got a really mature group, and we got guys that would never quit. So, we went out there and we battled hard, came out in the second period. We had that unlucky bounce, but, we kept our nose down and we did what we had to do.
Jim.
Thank you. Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. Andrew, face-offs in that first period were probably about as bad as they could go for you. I think it was 15-2. Once face-offs seemed to change, goals started going in, and I think some direct face-off goals. What was the focus after that first period for the centers to have to know that something had to change?
No, it was exactly that. We knew that if we could possess the puck, we'd have some chances. So, that they have a lot of good centers. Give them credit. They win a lot of draws, but we bared down in the second and third period and did a lot better job, and we got some goals as a result.
Oliver.
Oliver Francis, Seymour Sports. This question's for either of you guys. What do you know about Duluth, and what are some things you're going to maybe have to adjust or kind of tweak going into Saturday?
Jake?
Yeah, we haven't seen much of them, but I remember them last year. They're just a hardworking team that's got a lot of depth and obviously well coached. And I think just this year, knowing what they've done so far and being one of the last teams in and just being so resilient and so hard to play against. And I know tonight they got off to a really good start and they look like a really fast team. So it's going to be a really good challenge for us.
They're back here, second row here.
Drew Clausen, USCHO. For both of you, being the captain and alternate captain, you're down 2-0 earlier in the second. Do you feel the need to kind of try and settle the team down? And then obviously you two are the guys that got it tied up again.
Andrew?
I don't think it's settled the team down. It's just kind of make sure our spirits are still high and that everyone knows that we can do this and we believe. And, you know, we really didn't have to do too much of that, I don't think, tonight. I mean, Frozen Four, it's not hard to get energized, and guys knew that down 2 goals, anything can happen still early in a game, so it wasn't hard.
Jake?
Yeah, I think basically what Andrew said, and the biggest thing is just making sure guys don't get negative, and we didn't really have to do anything because it wasn't the leaders that needed to step up. It was a lot of the young guys, I think, were even stepping up, which is a really good sign for us. And like I've been saying, it's just such a calm and confident team that wasn't panic mode yet, and we fought back with our positivity and our energy and our confidence.
John?
This is both of you guys. Have you guys thought about what you're doing to your coach's heart in the last couple of weeks with all these close games? Have you apologized to him yet? Has somebody driven him to the cardiologist?
No, yeah, he told us tonight that he's getting scar tissue or something on his heart. So, but no, I'm not going to apologize. So, I don't know about you, Jake.
If we keep winning, you can't complain.
I can't apologize.
All right. We got anything else? Are we good? Okay. Thanks. Chris?
Chris Lynch from Inside Hockey, and again, for either one of you, could you just talk about the confidence of having a goaltender like Cale Morris playing behind you and making some of the big saves he did tonight?
Who wants to take that one, guys?
You got it, baby.
All right. Yeah, I think playing with Cale, he's been our rock all year, and this team and this staff know him so well that even if he lets in 1 goal, that just builds our confidence because we know he's not going to let in many more or even 1 more. So he definitely helps our confidence, and we know we're just 1 goal back, and they're probably not going to get many more. So he's just been our rock all year. He's definitely leading this team to success.
All right, we'll let the players go, guys. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Congratulations. And we'll continue on with your questions for Coach Jackson. We'll start here with Jess, and then over to Jim.
Jeff, Jess Myers, USA Hockey Magazine. Scott Sandelin joked that he might owe you a couple beers somewhere down the line for that win against Ohio State that got Duluth into the national tournament. Have you thought about the irony that you wind up facing them after helping them out?
It's funny how that happened, but there was a lot of things that happened that night that contributed to that. And Scott already told me he owed me a beer, so you know, it's just, I guess it's coincidental that we're going to compete for the national championship on Saturday.
Jim, will you be accepting it, Jeff?
Not yet.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach. Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. Similar to what I asked Andrew, the turnabout in faceoffs and starting to win those draws and that leading directly to goals, how big was that in the second period for you?
Well, it was a point of emphasis. Frankly, it was a point of emphasis going into the week at practice. Believe it or not, because Michigan did that to us when we played them earlier in the year. And I mean, we've been a pretty good face-off team, but when Jake Evans gets dominated, that's a cause for concern because he's one of the best ones I've ever had. So, but I mean, they again, you give them credit. I mean, they probably had tutelage from one of the great centers in the National Hockey League for the last 3 years. A couple of those guys, and Red Berenson. And they do a good job. Norris is extremely good, and so is Marody. I mean, you know, all their centers, their third and fourth line centers both too that were successful. So we knew we had to do a better job. But I mean, faceoffs isn't just on the center; it's collective. You know, it's all three forwards or all five guys in the defensive zone. You know, making sure you get body position. It's like basketball rebounds. You know, it's about competing for those pucks. And, you know, they have the skill to win the draw, but we can certainly do a better job of helping get possession, and that's the most important thing.
John?
John Finneran, South Bend Tribune. Jeff, have you, you've gotten big games out of these two guys to your left the last couple of weeks. What's that say about, you know, Jake makes the play that forces the penalty that gets you back on the scoreboard? What do you have to say about these two kids?
Well, I mean, they've been incredible all year. I mean, there's a reason why they're captains. And, you know, a big part of it, when you get to this time of the year, I mean, you rely on your upperclassmen to be there at the most important times of the game. You know, that's what great players do. So, you know, I know that, you know, Jake is, you know, he's had a great year, and he's had even a better year probably as captain of this team, and Andrew is right there with him. You know, they wear their hearts on their sleeves, they got some ability, and they take advantage of it.
Okay. Okay, guys. Right behind you.
Toby Honan with the Observer. Coach, what did you see this time around, your second straight trip to the Frozen Four when you guys go down? What was the mentality this time around seeing your team respond like they did?
Well, I think that you heard from them that, you know, this team has gone through a lot. You know, it just hasn't been the last several games. I mean, if you look back to even when we had that 16-game winning streak, we were winning a lot of 1-0, 2-1 games. You know, we've always been concerned a little bit about our scoring depth, you know, so, you know, we got a real good defensive core and a good goaltender, and, you know, if we can get timely scoring, I mean, that's the most important thing. And I think, you know, these guys, you know, I don't think that there was any thoughts about, you know, redemption from last season. I think it was more about this team came together. They had a real good run. They ran into some bumps in the second half of the year, but they found a way to get it back going into the playoffs, and I think it says a lot about their character and their resiliency.
Okay, Drew.
Drew Clausen, USCHL, you kind of already mentioned it. You don't have a guy who's a 25-goal scorer. How important is it that guys like Andrew and Jake and Cal kind of combine to carry that load?
Well, I mean, you know, it's different guys every night. Like on the game-winning goal, when Morrison was coming down the wing, I had a flashback to the Ohio State game, which was an overtime game-winning goal by Cam. You know, so, you know, some nights it's him, some nights it's Cal Burke, some nights it's Dylan Malmquist last week. You know, tonight it was Jake and Andrew. I mean, you know, it varies from game to game. And Jordan Gross, I mean, we got defensemen that are scoring. We've got, you know, we had a game-winning goal by Jack Jenkins in the playoffs against Penn State, and that was with no time on the clock. So, I mean, we've got a lot of guys that contribute, you know, and I knew going into this year that we'd have to score in aggregate. I mean, it was going to be you know, we lost a 20-goal score, you know, and we didn't really replace it. Although Colin Tyson's been a, you know, good freshman for us and contributed probably about 8-9 goals. So, but you need to get production from more than just a couple guys. Even our two big fourth-line wingers have contributed with some big goals for us as well.
Oliver.
Oliver Francis, Seymour Sports. Coach, what have you seen out of Cale Morris's game, not only tonight, but all year and throughout his time at Notre Dame, that makes you so confident to go with him? And what did you see out of his game tonight that kind of kept you guys in it?
Well, I think the best attribute about Cale is he is in control. I mean, he's emotionally and mentally and physically in control. And he reminds me a lot of the kid we had last year, you know, great goaltender in Cal Peterson. He has a lot of similarities to him. He's very calm, doesn't get rattled. If he gives up a goal, like Jake said, I mean, they have the confidence to know that, you know, there's not another one right away, you know, that he's going to be able to stand in there and play the same way, even if he gives up a goal off a fluky bounce or whatever it may be. So it's just about his poise and his ability to stay in control.
Last one, Meyer.
Meyer McCaff, ESPN. Coach, what would a win on Saturday night mean, not just for you and your program, but also for the league?
You know, I mean, the Big Ten has been an awesome home this year. I mean, you've seen some great teams tonight and that compete and battle out of Ohio State and Michigan. It was like that playing even at the end of the year against Michigan State. I mean, there's no weak links in this conference, and our first priority is to win for our university and win for these kids, these boys that have battled here all year long. So, but it's nice to be able to represent the Big Ten in a positive way, and hopefully, be the first team to be able to win a national title as a Big Ten member.
Minnesota, Duluth, and Notre Dame in the national championship game tomorrow at 6:30, and later today, our first press conference will be at 12 noon. We'll see you then. Thanks, everybody.